Hi everybody, welcome back to another video from the Crazy Foursome. So today's video is going to be the ultimate guide to zero waste for beginners. So if you're liking our videos and you want them to continue, please make sure you like, comment and subscribe. That helps us a lot in achieving more videos and continuing. The next bit you could do is share it, because a lot of your friends may like seeing zero waste videos and how they can also save money and the planet through zero waste. So the first tip for beginners is switching your paper. So when you're using a pen and a paper, switch to recycled paper, as this will make a massive difference. Rather than paper that's just mass produced, it's recycled paper, so you're using a product that is being reused. So make sure you have a look at doing that where possible. I would also opt for a pen that can be refilled rather than just a throwaway pen. So if you can, use a reusable pen, or even if you can get away without using paper at all, there's lots of devices that allow you to do it electronically. So that will prevent a lot of waste, especially if you get the ones that like notebooks. I've seen them, they're awesome. So there we go, that's the first tip. Switch how you're using paper, pens, and what you're doing with that sort of stuff. So the next tip is switching out our containers that we store our food in, or even getting away from buying packaged food. So that's a good step. Go to your bulk food stores or buying food with as little of packaging as possible, making it yourself where possible. So switching out to either Tupperware or glass containers, bamboo containers. There's all sorts of options out there. So get rid of as much waste as possible. Think about what you're buying and disposing of the waste. And another tip would maybe be switching to stainless steel or bamboo cutlery, so you're not using plastic cutlery. The next tip from there would be using a reusable bottle. There's so many forms you can get them, from glass to different sorts of plastics. I mean, I'm trying to get away from plastics, but if you have to, choose wisely of which type of ones you're using, but it's better than using the throwaway plastic bottles. So have a look at that, or even stainless steel ones are awesome. And then the next tip after this is do not use straws if you can avoid it. Straws are not great. I mean, I know some people have to use them for health reasons or how they consume food, but if you can, get away from straws. If you can't get away from straws, use stainless steel or the disposable ones. Some of them even have little cleaning devices that make it easy so they stay hygienic. So the next tip, guys, is getting away from tea bags or coffee bags or whatever. If you're using the loose tea leaves, it's a lot better because it gets away from a lot of those microplastics that are sometimes added. I'm not saying all companies do, but that is not good for us, not good for the environment. So switching it, you can get tea leaves, teapots, and they all look really, really nice. You've never got maybe making your own teapot. That would be quite fun. So by doing that, you're getting away from the plastics and being able to do it, or you can buy a little tea strainer, do it that way. So yep, that's the next tip. So another tip, if you can get away from using a lot of animal products, because these add to the environmental issues, such as all the water they need to be filled with in order to be able to grow and so produce into the products that we need. Try and make your own plant-based milks, or even buying your plant-based milks to start with is a good step forward. But if you can try and make them and keep them in glass containers, etc., getting away from the packaging. It also is saving you money by doing this, as you are producing it yourself at home. You're not paying for all this packaging. So have a go. There's lots of videos on YouTube that will allow you to do that. So there we go. So the next step is to get away from things like your cling film or your plastic wraps that you're covering your food with. Use your reusable containers. They work just as well. Or if you haven't got anything at hand, you've got something on the side, use a plate to cover it, because that works just as well. So that's a next easy step you can switch to without too much hassle. Another easy step is getting away from all your shampoos, body washes, all these things that come with lots and lots of packaging that probably fill in your recycling bin. Yep, they can be recycled potentially, depends what happens in your area. But switch to your bars, your soap bars, your body bars to wash yourselves with, hand washing into bars. You can even make them yourself, as we've shown in some other videos. Now that is one quick way to get rid of a lot of your packaging. The next tip is hair products. Now coconut oil is awesome. There's other stuff you can use there, or use shampoo bars, you know, and get creative. See what you can use from your kitchen to make a product that will be great for your hair and also use less packaging. Again, you could use shampoo bottles. You could also, because a lot of these products can make your hair quite greasy, is make your own dry shampoo. Just use some herbs and spices. They're awesome, so you can do that yourself. So to make the dry shampoo, a great way that you could do is just adding cocoa powder and cornstarch. Great for just adding to your hair and just add it in. So that's one way. Also hair brushes. If you've got one, continue using it. Don't do multiple. I know people have different hair types, so buy one that's suitable for you. If you can, buy a wooden one. Now that is something that's quite easy to do, and they last a lot longer, and then they don't go to waste. The next thing would be toothbrushes. Plastic ones, yep, there's multiple. How many of these are going into landfill? So, and it's thinking, what can I do with this product afterwards? But wooden ones are just as good. There's so many to choose from, and they compost down, and they're biodegradable, which is really, really important, so that they're composting, so we're not there for a million years later, or however long it is it takes plastic to decompose into the world. So that's another tip. The next thing is you can make your own toothpaste. Just a bit of bicarbonate soda and maybe a bit of coconut oil, or however you want. There's lots and lots of different recipes out there. You find something that works for you, that you like. 'Cause that's the most important thing with going zero waste. You're going to want to do it if you're enjoying it. So if you enjoy making the products, make them. If you don't enjoy making them, buy the products from the supermarkets or your Whole Food stores that are going to create the less waste to the world. So it's removing the packaging, and that's what's important. So it's doing what you enjoy, and you can gradually make those steps to gradually get better at it and do more of it, but enjoy it and love what you're doing and have the passion for it, because it will make you want to do more of it. It won't make you want to give up once it starts to get a little bit hard. Next thing is what you wash your face with. So you can get lots of different facial wash bars. You can make them yourself. You can use things like coconut oil. You've got to be a little bit careful because they can clog the pores. So just making sure you're using the right products that work for your skin type. Turmeric powder works amazing for my skin because I get a lot of acne, and the turmeric oil, just seeing powder oil, seeing your skin is unique to you. We're all unique, which is amazing. So use what works for you. So ladies, when it's that time of the month for yourselves, you need to have products that are not going to be filling the waste. So think about what we can use. There's lots of different underwears, different cups, whatever works for you. There is so much, and you can reduce a hell of a lot of waste just by thinking about what you're doing in this area. So leave that with you. There you go, guys. So the next bit is toilet paper. Something we use an awful lot of. If you're going to buy it, buy the completely recycled versions. Try and have a look at what other options. I know some people use reusable toilet paper. That's not for everybody. But using the recycled, or even getting a bidet, I think the caller might pronounce that incorrectly, where it washes you and cleans you, that's another potential option. Also think about how much water your toilet's using. That's another wasteful area. You can do things and buy products that reduce the water that your toilet's using. Also, this brings me on to another bit. Cleaning products. Yay, some of my favourite. I love making cleaning products. You can get all sorts of little bits. You can tea tree oils and all sorts of other things you can mix up to make your own sprays. Now this is something you should be looking at. If you can't switch out your cleaning products because you haven't got the ability all the time, make sure you get refillables, so you can go to your bulk bin stores that hopefully you've got locally, or you can order online, and you can just refill your glass bottles or your plastic bottles, whatever you're using, just to prevent further waste. So that's definitely a tip. Or buy in bulk and refill. That's even a simple tip, but I'm going a bit further than that. And the little, talking about toilet papers as well, is the toilet roll, the brown bit in between it. You can use this for other things. It's great for growing seeds and plants, so you can get these for your garden, even in small spaces. Our garden here isn't particularly big, but start propagating, growing your new seeds, and you could create new trees that could produce you food, which again is helping the waste. You've got it in your garden. There you go, guys. Right, the next thing is when you're washing your clothes. Think about how often you actually need to wash your clothes. So, and how often you're changing them and things. I know with kids this is easier said than done. Washing, there's so much washing done. Think about if you can wash them cold or a lower temperature, because that only saves you power, so it's helping the environment, and it's helping to save your power bills and helping to save the environment by using less power. So, the next thing you can use, rather than washing powder, if you want to make your own, that's one option, or you can use soap nuts. These make lots of washers for your little soap nuts. They're awesome. So use these, or if you have to use powder, etc., and you can't make it, buy in bulk or from your bulk bin store. So that's another tip. The next thing is, when going shopping, make sure you take your reusable bags for your produce, for if you're going clothes shopping, whatever you're doing, take along a reusable bag. Keep them in your car. If you use a car, go on your bike. That's another way you can save a bit of time, but we'll go into that later. Is having your nice bags with you at all times. Leave them in a space you have to almost trip up over them, but don't trip over them, in order to take them with you, so you're not adding to the waste. So you're using reusable bags. That is probably one of the easiest tips you can switch to now. And a lot of them look really, really nice. So when you're taking them out with you, it's not like you're taking something that doesn't necessarily look the nicest. You can take something that looks amazing. You can even design your own. Make your own if you've got the time. Turn pillowcases into bags. It's easily done. So that's the next step, guys. So the next bit is, where possible, buying secondhand if you can. There's lots of websites out there that you can swap clothes, buy clothes, fix clothes. You don't necessarily need to buy something new just because it's got a hole in it. Learn a little bit of sewing. Put little patches on where possible. Make things last. We don't need to throw away fashion. Just have a think about what you can do. Shops like eBay, so you've got your Gumtrees. Here in New Zealand we've got Trade Me's, you've got your marketplaces. There's so much available nowadays to make it easier. You don't actually have to walk into a charity shop or a thrift shop. You could, but there is ways to do it that you don't have to do that. Your next door neighbour could be selling something you need. Think about the miles that you're not travelling. That makes a massive difference. Talking about miles not travelling. So instead of getting in a car, which is sometimes the easiest thing to do, you've got to get in a car. Think about getting things done all in one go, or travel with friends or family, so you're all doing one item together. Another option would be going on public transport where possible. However, if you can walk, if it's safe to do so, or bike. Now, there's so many different types of bikes. Get on that bike and get to where you want to without using fuel. It's the best thing you can do. It's great for your fitness, and it's great for your wallet because you're not having to pay for fuel, and it's great for the environment. Even if you could just remove one trip out of your week, and then get it down to 2, it would make a huge difference. Just gradually, small steps for everybody out there makes it possible. Or another tip is reduce your holidays. Now, if you can stay in the country you live in, stay nearby and go on public transport if you can, if it's safe to. I know we're in COVID time, so you may not be wanting to do that. Rather than getting on an aeroplane, it will make a huge difference to what you're doing. Even just one of your trips, less of your trips. I'm not saying give up all your things that you enjoy, or try and offset that with trees being planted, etc. Look at ways that airlines do that and try and find a way to do it, if not cutting it out. So yep, there's a few tips there, guys. So the next bit is to add a bit of a more plant-based diet, even if it's just 1 meal a week, 2, 3 meals, whatever you can do. You could be saving so much water a week. That's CO2, that's all the feed that has to feed those animals. So just try and pull back on those meat-based meals. Try and think of other ways to eat. So have a look at, there's some awesome recipes out there. So plant-based does not have to be boring. It can actually be quite tasty, it can be quite flavoursome, and it can be quite good for you. Think about the body as a whole. How would it react to reducing some of those products out of it? Some of those processed products, all of that. Think about what you can do differently. It's not just going to help the environment, it's going to help you and your family in the long run. There's also lots of quick and easy ways to do this. Even think about switching your lunches out rather than buying. Take a plant-based lunch to work. Save you a lot of money in the long run. Think about all those years of saving. So guys, I hope you've learned something from this. Comment down below what's your greatest tip. Make sure you like and subscribe if you've not subscribed already, because we've got so many videos coming up that are going to hopefully make a difference to your everyday life. Hopefully help you learn to save money, because you want to do this and get a reward. So if you're saving money when doing it and feeling better about yourself, what impact are you going to have on this world? What difference are you going to make to other people? Because that's what's important. What difference are you going to make to yourself and your family, your future children? How can you help them? How can you teach them? Or the children you've already got? To learn from you. You can do this in small spaces, without many resources. It doesn't have to be expensive, small steps. And then once you started this, it starts saving you money. So then you start seeing your bank balance going up and being able to afford other things that can make a difference to the environment, or leading to those bigger goals. What are your bigger goals? I want to know what you're trying to achieve. So guys, I want to see some interaction down below, so please comment. I really look forward to being able to discuss your opinions. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye guys.